Growing up, when I used to go to my grandmother's church, a lovely lady there had taken the time to make quiet books, and each of the children as they came were given one during the service to, well, keep them quiet. Of course, that was back before children's church, and parents were responsible for keeping their children quiet. I decided to make some quiet books for my twin niece and nephew last year. As their present, I would add different pages to them as the years go by. And so I'd like to show you what I've done for the last 2 years with their quiet books. And now that I've made my own quiet books, I appreciate that lovely lady even more. I chose to primarily use felt. You don't have to use felt. You can use other fabrics, but felt's really easy to work with, especially for hand sewing. And it just is a natural fabric for children to play with when they're trying to keep all the pieces from falling all over the place. So I spent about 25 cents a piece for different pieces of felt. The fancier pieces that have some patterns on them or sequins and sparkles cost about 50 cents a piece. So you want to invest in several different colors and patterns so that you can make some fun shapes and interesting characters while you're working with it. And then I also got a huge thing of floss so that I could have several different colors. This was a friendship bracelet kit, but you don't have to use it for that. And then I also got eyelets, snaps, Velcro, buttons, rickrack, anything that you can think of that you want to add fun details in what you're sewing. I'll start with my nephew's quiet book. I chose to keep each piece of each page, I should say, each page the same size as the original felt that I got from the store. That way I wouldn't have to make a lot of cutting. It was just easier to keep it this size. The quiet books that I remember growing up were actually larger than this, but I did want to make these a little bit more portable, and again, I didn't want to have to do extra cutting. So here's my nephew's. I started out with each cover. This is flannel, and then I took one piece of felt, and then I made this inside piece here. I cut a piece of felt. I didn't measure any of this. I just kind of cut it about that big, a long strip of it, and then I cut another piece and sewed like a little pocket area right here so that I could put my rings through it. And then I went ahead and sewed this little piece here to my larger, it's actually a different strip. Oh, can you see that? It's kind of a maroon, not strip, but piece of felt. I sewed those pieces together so I had my nice flat, like a book piece, and then I cut out the flannel part here, and then I was able to fold over the edges and sew it along each edge to make a long rectangle. And then I took a plain piece of felt and put that over the top and then stitched over the top so that you wouldn't see the loose ends underneath here, and so it made it look a little bit more finished and not so sloppy. And then on the back cover I sewed on a little Velcro piece so that it's nice and secure for traveling. So that's how I basically made the cover. The first page here, I remember this growing up. It was really fun. I put a little snap here so that it can all be held together when you're not playing with it, but it's just basically a weaving page, practice weaving. And then here are some circus animals, and these are fun little finger puppets. And I got this idea online, and I will post that so that you can go to her site. I like this site. There are many free patterns for you to choose from. I also have here some wheels that the buttons help so you can take the wheels on and off. I don't know if my nephew actually knows that. I don't know that my sister-in-law wants him to know that right now because they might disappear, but as he gets older, that's an option. Again, elephant, monkey, circus train. I really like that one. It's a lot of fun colors. And then this one was Mr. Potato Head, and all I have right now is the nose. My sister-in-law kept the pieces, but basically there's a whole bunch of Mr. Potato Head pieces in this pocket, and then you can build Mr. Potato Head on this side. When you're finished, put the pieces back in here. And I got this from a coloring page that I had, and I went ahead and cut apart the different coloring pieces for Mr. Potato Head. So you don't have to use an online pattern. You can find a coloring page, or you can draw your own pieces if you want to. Here's a mailbox, and you open up the mailbox. You can say you have mail inside. And again, my sister-in-law kept there were little envelopes with little letters made out of felt to put inside the mailbox. A dog house. You can take the dogs out the back, and then they can go inside the house. She said they were having some troubles with the snaps, so I decided not to put a snap here for now. I don't like the Velcro so much with the felt. If a piece gets onto it, it can actually start to pull the little threads and make the felt pieces look really sloppy. So I thought for now that we would experiment and see how it worked with the door not attached. You could also put a button here and loop it around, but I'm not sure that my niece and nephew are quite old enough to do that right now. And here, I remember growing up, the Quiet books that I played with had a farm and a garden. Well, there were several Quiet books, but one of them had a farm and a garden. And you can pick the carrots, the pumpkins. I realize these are not at all to scale, but it's still fun to do. And then inside the barn, a piece of elastic to hold all the barn characters. And you can put the eggs up top. And again, these are finger puppets to play with. I didn't attach these like the ones with the train. Again, I thought we would see how they last. If they start to disappear or fall out, I may go ahead later and attach them with string. But this way they can have a little bit more imagination and possibly go from page to page if they feel like it. And the last page here is another big pocket holding some strips that snap together. And these snaps I think might be a little bit easier because you can pull them, you're not working far away, you can kind of pull them close to you and kind of do this motion. So I decided to stick with the snaps here. Anyway, you can go ahead and continue and make a chain, loop chain, or you could snap them together and make a band, a necklace, headband. You know, you can just play with it. I'm sure kids will find many things that they can do. And finally, the last pocket of each Quiet book is just a big pocket for a box of crayons, a notepad, snacks, pencil, whatever you want to put in there to add some more entertainment time for the children. My niece's Quiet book. Again, the cover was made the same. Here I have a flower pot with the snaps. I think the Velcro would be easier for the smaller children, but I also think that she'll grow into the snaps. But yes, each flower has a snap, and you can rearrange your flower pot if you want to. And this page here is an ice cream page. Make your sundae, and all the Neapolitan ice cream scoops and a banana and a spoon set in here, and then you take the pieces out. And this was such a fun idea. Again, this is the same lady who created the train, this clear bowl here, and you start to build your banana split by sticking all the different pieces in here, and then stick them back in there for storage. And then here, the Woodland owl comes out. Very cute. Pull up the little flap, see the little birdie. And again, this whole page was created by the same woman. And then to go with it, I wanted to make it a little bit more interactive, so I went ahead and created a second Woodland page that has a caterpillar in the tree, bunny rabbit hiding in the grass, and a fox hiding behind the tree. And this is a fun one. I'm a little interested to see how this one goes. If my niece, she's 3, can handle it, we'll find out. But you have a little bumblebee here, and the bumblebee is visiting each flower that also has the number on it and a little dot to show that number. And you basically weave your bumblebee in and out from each flower. And I won't show you every flower, but as it gets over here, it comes down to the hive, and there's a little hole inside for your bumblebee. And then you unwind it all. I'm also interested to see if a 3-year-old can keep this halfway decent. I'm not sure about that, but we'll find out. Again, I kind of experimented with, okay, if I'm a 3-year-old, I can just do this and put it away. Or mom might need to help. I hope mom doesn't have to help too much. And then the last page here, my little babushkas. Very fun in their little house. Got the idea for the babushkas online, and then decided they needed a cute little gingerbread looking house, so I looked up again some coloring pages for gingerbread houses and got an easy template to start working with, and then just added fun little details, little path here to the house to make it a little bit more interactive. And again, the nice big pocket at the end. So if this inspires you to make quiet books for your children or somebody else's children, I hope you do. It's a lot of fun. It is very time consuming. It doesn't cost a lot of money for this to be given as a birthday present, which is what I do. It doesn't cost a lot of money. It does take a lot of time. So if you like to spend a lot of time in the winter times when I did a lot of my work, or in the car on road trips or things like that, if you take it, you know, if you have things cut out, templates ready to go, and you start working on it, and then you finish a lot of the detail work, like I said, in the car or while you're watching TV, then it's a lot of fun. But it is very, very, very time consuming. So if you're not going to do that, then you're just going to do it when you should be doing laundry, which is when I ended up doing some of this, then it's a lot of work. But if you do it when, like I said, driving in a car, then it's a lot of fun and not so time consuming. So I hope this gives you some ideas for quiet books. I know as a child I loved using the quiet books, and I know my niece and nephew will enjoy. And like I said, I'm going to keep adding pages during different Christmas, holidays, birthdays as gifts throughout the year. Thanks for watching.